have a Wi-Fi hotspot or a WiMAX hotspot, there's the ability to move frequency dynamically, and that's just for Wi-Fi. There's a lot of people who are doing point-to-multipoint or point-to-point in what's called license-free space. You don't need a license, but if you don't need a license, that means anybody can sit on any frequency. And the only way you can do that is to be able to monitor the band and say that frequency is clear, I want to go there. So this capability gets put into the radios. It's changing very fast, very fast. And here's where that node is in the UK. So you know, we're looking at the spectrum in Willesden Green. If anybody's from the UK, you know that's a shady part of town. So I think I'm pretty much at the end of this. Let's get out of here. So questions. That's the presentation. I think I did it in under an hour. Any questions?
I have a question. You're using digital modes in your HF rig. I've always wondered if you have the preamp on and all those kinds of options. So I never decided if the preamp should be off, or if the automatic gain control should be fast, medium, or slow. And do you have any tips for that?
That's a good question. And optimally, you should have the AGC fast. You can put as much preamp on as you need to decode the signal is really what you want to be able to do. A lot depends upon the performance of the preamp or the performance of the signals you're looking at. You know, are you already in the noise? If you're already in the noise, putting the preamp doesn't usually do much good for you. You've got to have a signal to noise ratio is the ultimate goal. Okay. And you can have the signal to noise ratio with or without the preamp. Secondly though, on the transmit side it's critical. If you're going to transmit these signals, same as PSK, no ALC. Any ALC introduces distortion. So you look at your ALC meter and set it to 0, or just coming off the stop. And you've got a 100-watt rig, you'll be lucky to get 10 watts out of it when in that mode. But the peak power in some of these modes at 10 watts is 50 watts peak, because they have a very high mean to peak ratio. And the display on the power meter depends. If you've got a mean reading power meter, it might read 10 watts, but the peaks are going as high as 20, 30, 50 watts. That's why you need to keep the power down as well. All right. Any other questions? How many of you are going to go?